Today's vehicle is a 2013 Dodge Dart. I want to show you how to remove the right front headlamp assembly. In order to do it, that front bumper cover is going to have to come off. So I'll show you how to do that step by step as well. So let's get on with it. Alright, at this point what we're going to do is remove the upper closeout panel above the front bumper cover. And then we're going to gain access to what holds the front bumper cover up at the top. And then we'll work to the sides and on the bottom and get the front bumper cover off. There's a total of 8 plastic push-in fasteners all the way around the top edge. We've gone ahead and removed 7 of them. Here's the last one. It's just a matter of pulling up the center of the fastener. Once it releases, pull the whole assembly out. Like I said, there's 8 of them. Now we've got the upper panel off. Now we can get to the fasteners that hold the bumper cover on. Now we've got another 8 fasteners, as well as 4 10mm bolts that we'll go ahead and get loose, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alright, we've gone ahead and gotten all the 10mm bolts out, and all the 8 plastic fasteners like I showed you earlier. Now the corners of the bumper will snap in. Just going to grab it firmly. Give it a pull, and go to the other side, do the same thing. Now the next step, what we need to do is now we're going to get to the sides, the fender well liner areas, and up under the bottom of the bumper. And once we get that, we can move the whole assembly and start getting to our headlamp. In addition to the 4 10mm that I told you about up here, there's also 2 more that you've got to take off, because not only is it the bumper cover, but there's also a plastic support behind it. So there'll be a 10mm here and a 10mm there as well. Now we've got the vehicle jacked up in the air. We're going to go ahead and turn the steering wheel all the way to one direction. Now we're going to have a total of 3 8mm bolts. One located here, another one here, another one here. And then we're going to have 1 10mm bolt going up through here. Now it's going to be the same on the other side as well. So really it's a total of 2 10mm and 6 8s. And once we get those loose, we can go ahead and get up under the bottom. Alright, from underneath we've got 8, total of 8 8mm bolts that hold the front bumper cover to lower air down. We'll go ahead and start getting all those loose. Now the bumper cover's loose from the lower air dam. We got it loose on the sides and we got it loose on top. Now it's just a matter of removing the bumper cover from the vehicle. Now that we've got all the bolts loose, we're going to go ahead and grab the corner we've already pulled loose from the top of the headlamp, and then we're going to pull the back corner loose from the rest of the body from the fender. Now we'll walk around to the other side, do the same thing. Once we do that, the bumper's going to be pretty much ready to come off. Now if you've got fog lights or if you've got the active grille shutter system on the vehicle, you'll have to disconnect the electrical connectors on that. Now we've got access to the headlamp assembly we can go ahead and replace, and if you need to get anything else, such as a washer, bottle, anywhere down there, you can get to those items as well as the shutter system, which this vehicle didn't have. Alright, moving on to the right side headlamp assembly, we're going to have to, in order to get to some of the bolts, we're going to get this metal plate off. It's held in with a total of 3 10mm bolts. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. At this point, we've got a plastic fastener holding the top of the headlamp assembly in right here. We're going to have a 10mm bolt over here in the far back corner. And then there's going to be a bracket up under here that we're going to get us up under the headlamp assembly that we're going to go to get to the There's two 10mm bolts, and we're going to take the bracket off with the headlamp. Once we get it off, we can transfer the bracket to the new headlamp. Now here's the location of that bracket I mentioned earlier that holds the bottom of the headlamp assembly to the vehicle. There's two 10mm bolts, and this bracket, once you get it off with the headlamp, you're going to transfer the bracket over to the new headlamp assembly. It's just easier to go ahead and get the bracket off with the headlamp. At this point, it's just going to be a matter of trying to wiggle it out and also disconnecting any electrical connectors that we have on it. At this point, what I recommend doing is grabbing the bracket that's located under the headlamp and pulling it off its mounting bolts. From there, headlamp assembly practically slides right out. Next, only thing holding it on are the 3 connectors for the bulbs, and also a plastic wire loom fastener for the wiring to be routed. Once you've got that out of the way, you've unplugged all that, make sure when you take the headlamp assembly off that you see the bracket and the bolt. And now what you're going to do is you're going to transfer that 8mm bolt and bracket over to the new assembly. Once you've got that mounted on the other one, it's just a matter of just repositioning everything back in place, make sure the mount's over the studs, and tightening everything down. Just take your time. Nothing special about going back with it. Once again, thanks for watching my videos, and always stay tuned for more. Thank you.